Welcome. Brit's got your number. You have to be your own best friend, even when doing these little videos. So I want you to meet my host, my co-host, I should say. This is Wolf. He is one of my spirit animals as well. He stands beside me and he guides me because we all have to be our own best friend. But actually, today when I started to do this, I had somebody that was going to be joining, but things happen. Sometimes people get a little camera shy, even the most talented people, I think. So what are we talking about today? Lots of things. We just had an amazing Valentine week, right? It was Valentine's. So we had a lot of different things happening with Valentine's Day. Had a numerology. You know, everybody wants to find a partner, right? Everybody wants to have some sort of love interest. We have to get ourselves together and know ourselves first before we can be anybody's Valentine. This was my Valentine present. It's my closet. I just moved in. The closet's off the hinge. Doesn't that always happen? Isn't that the most annoying thing? Did they make these doors just to do this? So the landlord comes over and fixes it. In 3 days, it's broken a different spot. Now he's telling me I can fix it. If you can't fix it, how can I fix it? So it's going to stay off, I guess. I think it's common. I think these things are made this way. I really do. I think they're made just to be constantly off the track. I had an interesting other thing happen. I found something in our life that we all need a little more of. We need more cowbell in our heart chakra. What is the heart chakra? The heart chakra is the place of compassion, openness, love for ourselves and others. You will never get anywhere in the love department unless you love yourself. It's just simply that true. You can't find another person to fulfill your longings. You have to fulfill your longings and your inspiration. And then you'll be worthwhile to be with somebody. But don't look for a person to fill you up. You have to do that first. It's always an inside job, right? Everybody wants to know about their numbers. They think if I tell them one little thing about their numbers, they'll be off and running, but they won't be because your numerology is based on many, many things. It's not just a thing or a number. Your birthday, for example, the day you were born is very special and unique. It holds a lot of frequency. You have to understand that special day. Anything over 11 reduces. We can talk about that another time. I thought this was worth talking about right now, about crystals. So who knows a little bit about crystals, but imagine this mind blower. The quartz crystal is neither a solid or a liquid, even though it looks like a solid, and it vibrates 786,000 pulses per millisecond. That's just mind-blowing. It moves faster than light, and it vibrates the axis of the universe. Crystals are very, very interesting, and they're very necessary right now. I've also found another thing that I think is just as necessary, which is these kooky other crystal shapes. These other crystal shapes are here. And I can just tell you from firsthand experience, see these two on the bottom? See, you've got those tall pillars, right? Big quartz tower. These are my crystals. And you've got this very cool amethyst crystal. Then you have these skulls. In this picture, there's actually energy coming out of these crystal skulls. And what's so interesting about this skull situation is if you would have given me one, I would have thrown it in the garbage. I had no interest, passion, or even like the looks of these things. I would have tossed it out. Things happen. You know, we're always talking about this DNA situation, the contaminated DNA, and it's not the spit in the cup thing from Ancestry or 23andMe. That's something different. Our DNA, if you will, is 12 strands. We've only had access to 2. I think something seriously happened that altered our DNA about skulls. Most people think of them as evil. I sure did. I wanted nothing to do with them. I would have literally thrown the thing away. They're actually full of frequency. I know this firsthand. You know, it's not easy doing this alone. It's not that much fun either. But I thought, well, why don't I just put up some cool things that I found interesting, and we'll see. Who knew this when they were a kid, how you could take a nose off and put it back on? That could entertain a child for hours on end. I got your nose, over and over again. Now the kids want big brain things, electronic things. They need lots and lots of stimulation. It used to be you could just take a kid's nose off, and that was all the entertainment they needed. I remember having my brothers take off my nose. I believed it. I really thought they had my nose. I've also been accused of having a nose job when I was in high school. Like, who had the money, right? Youngest of 6 kids. Like, I really had that money, you know, working my part-time job to go get a nose job. But the girl with the big nose was just sure that I had my nose done. I heard all about it through the grapevine. So this was the last classy thing I saw. I was working in a store. I used to work in other stores. I love doing makeup. I worked in a store, and this was the fragrance launch. Does this look classy to you? I'm not a prude, but isn't this just a little bit much? I'm used to Chanel number 5 because she was also a numerologist. That's how she picked her fragrances. She had stories and numerology in her own numerology, Coco Chanel. I'm just not thinking this is very classy. So I'm not working there anymore because I don't want to buy into things unless they feel right. It just didn't feel right to me. Having all those young girls put this up as their role model? I don't think so. So, lastly, we'll talk about this. I think, just 2 more things today on my little journey of pictures. It's always about pictures. Whoever's trying to bring you down is already below you. Did you ever notice this with some people? You meet them, and instantly you sort of clash, and you can never really get beyond it. And you're always wondering, is it me? Is it them? You know what? It's them. There's something about them that's looking to bring you down to their level. So there's an easy solution for this. Limit your contact with that person, even if it's somebody that you really need to be directly involved with. Unless they bring themselves up to you, they're always going to be trying to pull you down. So don't bother. This isn't really so bad. I think I have one more picture, though. One more little fun picture for today. Then we'll call this one even. See, I have to look in 2 folders. There's a lot of looking. There's a lot of fiddling. Somebody ought to be doing this for me. I need a tech person. Doesn't everybody need this in their life? How about this? Everybody needs a person who's going to call them. Well, it would really be texting. Say, get dressed. We're going on an adventure. I'm always that person. I want somebody to do this for me. If you want to go on an adventure and you're in my circle, why don't you ask me to go on an adventure with you and we'll go have fun? just cut loose for the day. Go dance or walk or play. It can be anything. Just be open. Always be open to what is showing up in your life. And if nothing is showing up in your life, then go meditate and ask. Open the field. Telepathy is really where it's at. We need to sit, we need to focus, and we need to ask, and we will definitely receive. So I'm going to end with something about numbers. So your birthday, again, you have a date of birth, right? Everybody has a birthday. So if you're born on the first of the month, you're a soul of 1. You're a unique person. If you're 2 or 20, you are really about couple, and you're about balance, and you're always about trying to find a way to make everything even. You're a little bit codependent at times. If you're a 3, which is a third of the month, 30 or 12, you're very creative and nurturing, but you have tendency for mood swings. If you're a 4, meaning you're 22, or a 4 or 13, you can be a little bit boxy. You're very humble, structured. We need you because you'll always get the job done, but you love to argue at times. 5's all about change and fun, communication, exploring new things. 5s are a lot of fun to be around. 6 are very nurturing, but don't believe everything they say because they switch like a light. So if you're a 15 or a 6 or a 24, you're a wonderful person to be in a family with, but you can be a little bit inconsistent because you overextend yourself. Those are all the ones I'm going to do today. I'm always about the numbers. BritsGotYourNumber.com. Talk to you soon.